Telmo World. Good.
You're not necessarily taking youths from Kisii. It's from all over.
Yeah.
Because that lady comes from Kisumu. Yeah. So that's good.
Telmo World. Okay.
One more question.
Right.
When we come in, we have to talk. So if you folks will be asking questions.
Yeah, we will be asking questions in terms of what you
so tengeneza mic moja, the ones tutauliza maswali bado.
about what we need to embrace is tujifungue. Hii discussion yetu kama askari ini wito. This is a call. Kuna mambo yetu mengi hapa. We want to tell our officers there. Tujifungue, tuongee.
Okay. Raia si adui.
Yeah.
Not.
Okay. Raia si sisi hapa ni maafisa, huyu corporal fulani, huyu ni so and so, na mimi napokaa hapa binadamu hatuna boundaries, lakini kikazi tuko tunajua huyu yuko wapi, kiki wango gani. Lakini sasa katika mambo ya polisi imefika wakati tuanze kujifungua.
Let's talk.
Tufungue, tuongee. Tuwe na vikao ya kuweza kujadili mambo yetu kama familia. Manake kuna visa vingi tumekuwa nazo za tunajua familia, lakini there should be a turning point that we start need these conversations.
We start
and yes. We'll have to adjust, you know.
Apa? Spacing.
We can have this.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sawa hivyo.
Okay.
Hapo sitasapotiwa na hiyo. That's okay.
So
okay?
yes, we want to start a brief conversation, then we open up. Well, my name is Francis Kooli, and I'm the County Police Commander for Kisii County. And with me here, I have my brother from here. Introduce yourself.
I'm a FPC Amos Nyakundi, stationed at Garissa County.
And
yeah, name is Corporal Sami Ngare, stationed Bahati, Nakuru.
We are right here, courtesy of Telmo World Media. We will get more details about Telmo World Media, but with this opportunity given to us police officers, we've come here for a conversation as to why we kill ourselves and why there is bad relationship sometimes between us in our own family as police officers. And what we've come up with is encouraging ourselves to open up. Tujifungue. Kama namna gani?
Let's talk.
Let's talk. Yani tuongee, tujadiliane masuala ambayo yanatukera sana mpaka inatufikisha kwa ukuta tunajiua. And the discussion here is no rank, is about us. And this is the conversation we are starting, titled Tujifungue. And Tujifungue is we have a discussion, a conversation, we share a lot about us, so that we start now addressing issues that bring stress, depression, and finally killing ourselves, our spouses, and our families. We want this to come to an end. And my rank is, I'm telling you in terms of why I'm here with this, a constable police officer and a corporal police officer. And there are many ranks here. And this is, to us, is a turning point. We must have a conversation. I want to ask my right colleague here, a constable who represents constables, to tell me what are these challenges at times that you feel that we need as bosses, we need to address. And I know we confine ourselves that some of the things that they go through in terms of their personal life, because we know our official work, we know how to handle that one later. But personal life, that actually balancing life and work and life.
And life, yeah.
Life, yes. What discussions, what is this that you have to share with your colleagues that we go through?
First of all, thanks so much for organizing such kind of a thing. Personally, what I can share is some officers tend to keep them to themselves. Some officers tend to keep them themselves what is bothering them. So it's my appeal to you. Our bosses are not enemies. They are just there because they want to guide us the right way. So if you have a problem, just go to them, share with it. My rank and his rank is much far away, but we talk often like a brother. We chat through Facebook, WhatsApp, like a brother. When I have an issue, I share. And most of the time, we find the solutions on our problems, on our difficulties, maybe on jobs, maybe at home. So my appeal to you officers, take this opportunity. Don't fear our bosses. They are our bosses. They are there because of us. If you have a problem, just face them. Tell them, this is 1, 2, 3 is bothering me. You sort out that issue, and I know everything will be okay. Killing yourself, shooting somebody is not it's not a solution. Every human needs to live. Our core function first is to protect life and property. If we police officers we turn again killing those people who are entitled to take protection, that's very strange. That's sir, we encourage you to have such kind of conversations so that at least we may end such kind of an act. For this, I thank you because of that.
Thank you, colleague. And this is what we want. Open up, share. And because we are there as a family, and we don't want to lose you because we value you. In as much as we are serving our country, let us take care of ourselves. Let me hear from Corporal Ndimu, aka Askari ni binadamu. Please.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. I know Telmo World Media has given us opportunity actually to talk to our fellow officers, to talk to our brothers. You know, they are our brothers and they are our sisters. There's a person who told me one time that a boss cannot work without junior officers, but junior officers can be assigned and work without a boss. I hope you get the meaning of that.
All right.
Because bosses cannot work without involving junior officers. But junior officers can work without a boss. Why do I say this? Because in other cases, people of your rank will not have such a time to come and sit with junior officers and share what they think is good for other officers. And this is what we encourage our bosses wherever they are, because what we need is dialogue. We need to talk. It's high time that we talk. Keeping quiet will not solve our problems. And by the way, killing ourselves is not a solution, because if you ask Kenyans what they are going through, you'll be even shocked. Some of them are going through more pain life than even us, because we are employed. We earn a salary. We have everything. So I don't think there is a reason why someone could turn a gun kwake, ama you kill your family. There is life. I've always told my fellow colleagues that your children at home needs you more. Your wife, I can't imagine taking my life and leaving my Dodo is alive.
Who is Dodo?
My wife.
Okay, all
I
right.
can't leave my wife like that and my children, because
Yes.
I love them so much and I value them so much.
Yes.
And it's high time that we police officers value our families.
Yes.
We live far away from our families, but it's high time that we start embracing our families, our children. You know, at times when I go home, I forget about being a police. Sometimes I forget that I'm a police officer, because nikiwa kwangu sina uniform. Nikiwa kwangu, when nimemaliza job jioni, I see my daughter running towards me. It doesn't call me sir, ama afande. It just comes as my own kid, my own blood. Anakimbia akiniambia baba karibu nyumbani. So when you look at that family, when you look at those kids, I think your mind has to change. Ile kitu unafikiria ya kufanya mbaya, you must change. Embrace that family, embrace job yako, because if you ask how many Kenyans want this job outside there, utashangaa sana.
Now, back to conversation on you're married.
I'm married, yeah.
You're married.
I'm married too.
Children, you think have we made any step in terms of making our families understand our work?
First of all, if anyone is married to a police officer, that woman should understand anafaa kuunderstand kabisa the husband, because the first people who understand us kando na Kenyans ni mabibi zetu na watoto wetu. They know my dad will not come for my birthday this month. Why? Because my dad is protecting other Kenyans outside. So this starts first kuanzia kwa nyumba yetu. If my wife will never understand me, then I'm nothing in this world.
The other day, our Inspector General, there is a program, Engage the IG, and he's been addressing members of the public in terms of understanding what the members of the public go through, at least have one conversation.
Yes.
Do you think this is the way to go?
That is the best way.
Good.
There's one time I even engaged the IG. Yeah,
Wow.
and I was
Wow.
answered. I'm a
Yes.
police officer.
Yes.
I engaged him and he answered the question.
Yes.
So these forums should be created every day. I wish we could have forums in every county.
How did you feel when the IG returned your message?
I'm telling you, I was on top of the world, because I told the other cops, see, amejibu tweet yangu. You can imagine?
Yes.
Kwa Twitter handle pale nimeandika kitu hivi concerning officers, na akasema, na nikasema jina yangu, I don't fear kujisema na kupeana baka namba yangu if they ask it, because I know there is a police somewhere. Hiyo jibu pia itasaidia. So we need to engage our bosses. Engaging you, if I get an opportunity to sit with the IG right now,
Yes.
the DIGs, this is what I'll tell them. What I'm telling you is what I'll tell them, because we need such forums. We are parents.
So we need forums.
We need forums. We need to talk.
Few days ago, we had a workshop on mental health wellness and targeting senior officers to be able to handle issues that are being brought by our junior officers. Something that we celebrate, and we thank our Inspector General and 2 Deputy Inspector Generals for taking us, the senior officers, through workshop on mental health. It has been an issue that we've been trying to look for solutions. And what is coming out from the National Police Service is there is a turning point, that we are now coming with a strategy where we bring conversations, dialogue, as he did put it, a dialogue on how to engage our junior officers to be able to have conversations and listen to them and start the process of now taking care of our mental health, at least about mental health. And this is the conversation that we want to urge. I want to urge all my colleagues, county police commanders and who are there, at least let's open up this conversation, have dialogue, have come down to the level of the concept, at least to engage them, listen to them, and to be able to address issues as families. If we do that, we'll be able to solve this case at least halfway, if not the entire problem. And I want to urge members of the public that in as much as we serve you, there is one area that we need to understand. A police officer goes to the scenes of crime, goes to the accidents, And all this traumatizes the police officer. They don't have time at least to heal from the images it's been seeing. Some have served in areas where there are bomb blasts. Some have served in areas where they have been involved in maybe attacks. And those images still come on all the time. And this is the time that we need to understand what they go through. The approach is key. When you approach a police officer, please need to understand this, that sometimes they go through traumatizing moments and they need time to heal. And that's why the approach is very important in terms of compliance. And the discussion that we are going to have is about how youth are engaged in fighting crime. We will have a conversation. This is just an eye-opener that we are opening up a conversation in this entire county. And I will engage my colleagues, my officers, junior officers. We have conversations, dialogues on what is affecting them and how we can address them as a family. But now, I will have, courtesy of Telmo and Citizen TV, we will have this conversation, how we are fighting crime today. In Kisii here, many youth have come up with programs supported by well-wishers and those who are focusing on supporting youth. They have come up with initiatives where they engage youth to address issues of unemployment. And thank you, my brother, for that conversation. I think we will start that. And we will have a break, courtesy of this banner behind here. And what I'm encouraging you is, let's come out there and support our youth. This is the way to go. And if we have weddings, we have birthdays, please come and have our professionals within. And I'm telling you, their work is quality. Thank you, and I think it's a break.
We'll take a break shortly.
And
when we come back, we'll engage youths from Telmo World Media.
Yes.
They'll share with us, because I know Telmo has youths who are working under it. They'll give us experience. They'll tell us what they have been going through. You know, some of them are professional.
Right.
So we need to bring them in. Tuongee pamoja. These are police youth talk. Feel free. Hakuna mtu anashika mtu hapa leo.
Thank you. Asante. We are back, courtesy of Telmo World Media. And a conversation goes on. Police officers, do we understand youth and what do they go through? And we are trying to solve this puzzle, and by engaging youth, a program that will run courtesy of this media here that has hosted us, and we'll go with them, walk the talk, engaging the police and engaging the community to bring the message home that what is this that we can do as youth to not to involve ourselves in crime. Allow me to introduce my colleague here, my friend here. Who is he? Please.
Thank you so much. And before I start, or rather introduce myself, I would like to thank you guys so much for coming up with such an initiative. You know, at times most people never understand what you guys go through. You know, there's always one side of the story. Nobody ever bothers to know the other side of the story.
Right.
You know, that is where most of us go wrong.
Yes.
Yes. So my name is Ron Muruka. I work at Telmo World Media as the creative director. Telmo World Media Limited is a production company per se, mostly, because we do deal in a lot of production in terms of videography, photography, decor, covering of events, live streaming, and so we can just say generally Telmo World Media is a production company which was started in 2021 January officially.
Yes.
But the initial idea that we had, like the inception of the whole idea, started back in 2017.
Yes.
So back then, there's a lady colleague of mine who's not who's not present here today, but we had an idea, me and her, of starting or having a media company that mainly deals or rather engages the youth.
Yes.
Because for the longest time possible, I've grown up in Kisii, So for the longest time possible, and I'm not saying this in bad light, we've had maybe radio stations or rather local TV stations that mainly cater for an audience that does not maybe engage the youth.
Right.
They mainly use Kisii as their language, which is not bad.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, as time went by, the youth needed a voice.
Right.
You know, somewhere where they can express themselves, somewhere where they can be free, somewhere where they can, you know, tell people this is us, this is how we usually are. It's not the way you people perceive us out here.
Right.
So
Right.
we thought, which is the best way to do this? And she's a journalist, her name is Stella Nyanchama. And we talked, we found a guy back then, I won't mention his name,
Yes,
he promised
yes.
us heaven,
Yes.
but delivered nothing, you know, because at the time we only had an idea.
Yes.
We never had maybe the financial muscle to
Yes.
go on or rather push for that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
We even tried approaching some big people in the county,
Right. Right.
but then again our fruits were futile, so we shelved the idea for some time, and I went back to school. She also went on with school.
Right.
And then in late 2019, she introduced me to a guy. He's not currently in Kenya. His name is Mesha Konderi, but a lot of people know him as Baba Jackie. Yeah. So she's the one who introduced me to him, and I was like, who's this guy? What does he do? She told me he's a guy who believes in the youth, who believes in giving someone who doesn't have an opportunity but has that capacity and ability to do a lot of things and skill.
Right.
So I was like, okay, if he's a good guy, let's try him, because, you know, previously I was disappointed personally from the first guy who had promised us, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that.
Pole.
Never did anything, so I was a bit skeptical. And we worked on the very first project, which was a dating show in Kisii. I don't think there's ever been any other dating show in a local dialect. Yeah. So we tried it as our first project. That is when we started interacting with Baba Jackie.
Yes.
So we did the project at around April 2020. And then after that, they asked us, why did you guys, because we had equipment and a lot of trouble and, with the owner of the equipment and all that. So we had to pay extra, and he was like, why did you have to go through this? So we told him, you know, we only have one camera. And on that particular day when we went to shoot those episodes, because we had to shoot them back to back and then package them and then put them out there, is when we met our director of photography. His name is Franklin, but most people know him as Zappa. That was the very first time we met, and he only had one camera. So we talked to him, sold the same idea that we had to him, and he was fine with it. He had the what can I call it, technical know-how on handling cameras and editing and all that. Something which I came to learn later. The only thing I had at that time was writing scripts, coming up with ideas, directing and all that. So we came together, talked to Baba Jackie, told us there's no need for you guys to start hiring equipment here and there. So he asked us, how do you think, or what do you think I can do to help you guys? That is when we sat down, told him, okay, we want to do this thing as, like I told you yesterday, just something modest, a small studio setup with cameras and everything, and maybe do a few projects here and there. So we had to go to Nairobi. He gave us funds. We told him the latest cameras, or rather equipment we needed in the market for us to push this narrative. So we went to Nairobi, got the equipment, and amidst all this, he told us how many stations maybe, or rather a place where people can, youth mostly, can air out their views and maybe have shows and all this that mainly focus on people maybe between the ages of 18 maybe to 35 or 40, you know.
Yes.
We told him, we've never heard of any station or rather platform that does that. And he was like, how about we do it that way?
Wow.
And then that is when the whole Telmo World idea came about.
Yes.
So we decided to have an audio studio where people can record their music with the latest equipment that he got us. We can shoot their videos, you know, take the pictures, make the posters, all these things under one roof.
Wow.
So that's what you do here.
So that is what we do at Telmo World Media. So there's no need for, because for the longest time possible, unazenda mahali, you take a picture, wambie kani poster, enda utengenezewe
Telmo.
Ama kama ni video, enda kwa mtu fulani. So you know this, enda kwa huyo, we decided to bring
under one roof.
Under one roof.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you.
Yeah.
So at the moment, how many youths are employed at Telmo? At Telmo.
I can't say I've really counted, but you know, we usually have shows that run throughout the week from Monday to Friday, because we usually a bit busy on the weekends because of, you know, weddings and all these other things that we do.
Yeah.
But approximately I can say around 15.
15.
No, 10. 10.
You're 10.
10, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, because we really heard what Telmo Media is.
Yeah.
We needed that introduction. You tell people what Telmo does, and it's all about changing the youths.
Yes.
Before coming to Telmo,
Yeah.
what were you doing?
Personally, before coming to Telmo,
Don't lie.
I'm not lying.
If you are a
not lying,
thief,
I'm being honest.
Just tell us. We'll not arrest you.
I
That's your
wasn't a
past.
thief.
As I told you, we
Yes.
also have our
Yes.
past.
Yes.
You know, after I'd finished school, that is my Form 4, you know how African parents are. So
He's
I
done with you.
personally-
They're done with you.
But I can say I was a bit lucky. They never told me sasa tumekusomesha. you
Enda
just go and
enda sasa jifungulie.
and at the same time, I can't say they gave me much of an option,
Yes.
because I wanted to do or study media, but they were like, media utapata kazi wapi? Wapi, nani tunajua kwa media, you know, the
Yes.
connections
Yes,
that
yes.
we have in Kenya. And I was like, okay, what do you guys want me to do? They told me it's either you become a teacher or you do social work and community development.
Yes.
So they gave me the chance, or rather the opportunity or time to think about
To think, yes, and choose.
and choose
Yes.
between the two.
Mhm.
And I decided to settle for social work and community development.
So here, it is not something that you studied in university.
No,
Wow.
You deviated along the way.
I deviated along the way.
Have you been involved in crime before?
Petty crime, yes.
How did you come? What was your?
Were you arrested?
How did you now
Get-
your interaction with the police? The first contact during this crime.
Now, my first interaction with police, actually the first time I was ever handcuffed.
Yes.
You know, I usually, before I used to see these things in movies, and I'm like, unafungwa hivi kwani you can't run with the
That
No,
comes.
no,
That
yeah.
comes. Yes.
So I had a certain group back then who were my friends.
Yes.
Not all of them have reformed, but around 2 have reformed.
Mm.
Rather, they were trying to introduce me to the type of trade they were doing,
Yes.
which is illegal. I
Right,
I
right,
beg not to mention.
Yes. No.
there's
You bana hiyo.
Wacha nibane.
Bana hiyo.
So around that time, I'm starting to learn the ropes. You know, this is
Yes.
how you do it.
Yes.
This is how you evade the police.
Mhm.
This is how you know
Mhm.
make your way around this and make
Maneuver,
make money,
maneuver.
maneuver.
Yes.
And then it just happened. Ile mmekaa kwa base, my boys nini.
Mhm.
Someone just came akakaa. Plain clothes, hata uwezi shuku.
Mhm.
You know, you're just there with your boys, mnapiga story nini, and the quarters, the way they call them, quarters ziko hapo, and all that things
Stuff,
that you use, yeah. And then one of my friends akasimama. Vile anaenda hivi, 5 men came. Yani abruptly tu pap. Vijana kujeni hapa. So
Ukasanywa.
tukabebwa tu hivyo,
Eh.
tumeshikiliwa, nikaekwa pingu, tukapandishwa kwa gari, tukafikishwa station. Kufika hapo station is when reality hits you. You know.
Is when reality hits
Yes.
you. Yes.
Kwa sababu you are used to the freedom. You can
You have.
never know the importance, or rather what freedom is, until it is taken away from you, even for 2 minutes. Because trust you me, when we got there,
Yes.
some of the friends I had were from well-off families.
Yes.
Wamepiga masimu nini.
Wametolewa.
Wameenda. So there I am. Who's coming to bail me out? Who am I going to call?
Yes.
Nikaekwa ndani. I slept for a day. A day it was, yes.
Wow.
And then the following day, so my mom came over.
Your mom?
Yes.
Wow.
Kauliza nini, what happened, what was he doing? When the police officer was explaining to her what I was involved in, she could not even believe
Wow.
that I can do such a thing.
Yes. Yes.
No. Because the way a parent knows the son or the daughter, whoever,
It's different.
It's very different from
Fit kwa
how
ground
people-
tofauti.
Yeah.
Fit kwa ground tofauti.
So when I was inside that cell, you know, it's not just ile light tu uko juu pekee, but
You
you
don't
know
know-
the
yes.
ventilation and the door.
Yes.
Food inakuja wakati inafaa kukuja, not whenever you want. usingizi, hakuna mattress, ni floor, and it was very cold.
Yes.
So I was like, is this the life you want for yourself?
Yes. Yes.
You know, I asked myself,
Yes.
is this what you want? Do you want to-
Ulijiita mkutano.
Nilijita mkutano, nikiwa tu hapo nimejikunja tu at a corner at the
Yes.
side. Also, is this what you really want for your life?
Yes.
Is this how you want to live your life, constantly looking over your shoulder?
Right.
Is this the right thing? Is this what you want? Na nikasema, nikishatoka tu hapa, nikienda huko nje, I never had any idea what I wanted to do after nimetoka, because if at all it escalated, because I wasn't, so to say, sikupatwa na evidence, or rather whatever.
Yes. Was that the first experience you had with the police?
Yes.
And then did you ever come across it again
Yes.
in life several times?
Not several, but I did on one or two occasions.
No. What message do you have for our youth?
What I can tell people is, for the youth rather, you know, at times we youth get depressed. You
Right.
people don't know.
Yes.
And
Even us, we get depressed, and you people don't know.
yes, we also don't know until
Yes.
someone, comes out and says, the police don't just act out of just acting.
Yes. Yes.
At times you might find you are in a certain position in life that makes you do things that you would not do on a normal.
Right.
But it's the situation and the environment and the people you keep around you
Yes.
that push you to that
Yes.
negative side
Yes.
of life.
Yes.
But then again, if you decide on your own and reform on your own, like, wanting something better for your life, because I can tell you for a fact, it's not something funny or rather enjoying or rather joyful for you to be constantly unaweza shikwa ama uko mahali
Yeah.
unapima watu, you are not easy.
You talked about your freedom. Yes.
Yes, you can't even have a meal because you're doing something that is not right. You can't even have a meal at peace, yani lazima tu unapima.
Pima tu
So
kuchana mbuga.
just get something that you can do. Maybe you have a talent, maybe
Yes.
you have a certain skill,
Right.
maybe you have an idea you can sell to someone.
Right.
I can tell you for a fact there are a lot of people out there who are like Baba Jackie,
Yes.
who can come and help you people.
Wow.
Or us the way we were helped.
Yes.
Like right now I can tell you I'm living genuinely.
Yes.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What
After I can sit with you and say,
what message do you have for us, police?
The police.
Tell us, the police.
Just be free.
Considering the experiences you went through, and then what message do you have?
Ni wapi
For
tulikuguza?
us,
Ni
yes.
wapi tulikuguza pabaya?
Things that we can correct.
We need to change.
This conversation is opening up. What is this?
For the youth, the main problem I think the youth have with the police is we think the police, or rather we see the police as our enemies. I think from your part or from your end, you should try and engage with the youth more,
Yes.
so that they can see you as a solace, or rather a place they can go to. I might have a problem, but sitaenda kwa polisi, because why? Nitaenda kwa polisi, maybe ani mishandle ama anifukuze, or rather
Ama aniambie nitoa huyo mtu.
nitoa huyo mtu na maybe tuingie na yeye anigeuzie pia at the same time.
Right.
So you should engage with the youth, interact with them more,
Yes.
know some of these things that they go through. The same way we should also know some of you,
Yes.
the same way. But police, you should just interact with people as normal people, because out here hakuna mtu ataona umevaa uniform na nikusalimie nikiwa at peace.
Yani ile mtu you see as in uniform.
Yeah.
You don't feel like even greeting that person.
No one can do that. I can tell you for a fact. I can see you in a police uniform unless you are my uncle. I can't. I'll just let you go your way. I go on.
So engagement with the youth,
yes,
it's very important.
And people generally. Yes.
At least to make them understand.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
No, just before we bring another a young lady to tell us more about what he understands about the police. Maybe what message do you have to parents out there? Because most of the parents don't understand what their sons and daughters do outside there. It's unless those young people are arrested, ndio mzazi anakuja kujua kumbe kijana wangu anawaa hiyo kitu. So unajua hiyo kitu nasema?
Najua.
Yeah, so kumbe kijana yangu
ama kwa mambo ya kupiga watu ngeta.
Kupiga watu ngeta.
Si madrugs peke yake.
Kuna kitu inakuanga kwa parents na kwa watoto wao that they don't understand. Just the same vile kitu inakuanga kwa my youth na polisi. Umeelewa? Every time I've engaged youth nikiwaambia, when you see a police officer, yesterday I came here.
Yeah.
Mlijua mimi ni polisi?
Honestly,
no one knew.
Mimi sikuwa najua.
Si ndio? Until nika-mention nikasema I'm a police officer, and then so the lady hapo kwa reception akisema okay, ni polisi. Then when I called my boss, you are even shocked how amekujaje hapa, ni makosa gani?
No, I think it's because you never interact with people from your humane side.
Wow.
Oh,
yes.
From humane side.
From the humane side.
Yani, you are used
in media, people watu wame strike nini, we just see police clobbering people in town.
Yes.
Rungu tu nini.
And this is the image. Hata jakosea. Una chana mbuga.
Because that is the image that we've had, you know, like yesterday when we were having a conversation and you told me when you were growing up back in Turkana,
yes,
the environment or rather the programming that you had was you should just hit the pokot,
yes,
for no good reason.
For no good reason. Yes.
It's because of the environment and
how you hate police.
Yes.
Ama rafiki yake alipigwa ama akasema ule jamaa alinipiga bana na nilikuwa ndani.
Kwa TV anaona matia gas.
Kwa TV unaona tear gas, mtu
mayuthi wanachana mbuga.
And then all these other cases, sijui who shot who, a policeman shot this, other, you know, that is the image we have about the police.
Coming back to my question, any message to their parents?
To the parents, actually, I think in this century, I think we're in the 21st century.
Yes.
I'm not sure. In this century, I think parents have concentrated more on trying to secure the bag, as we call it.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. On securing the bag, that they forget they do have a family and people at home who they need to ask at the end of the day, how was your day? What were you doing? What productive?
They don't have time for
they don't have time for that.
Yes.
You know.
Wow. So they need to create time for youth.
Yes. You know, the funny part about all this is parents nowadays think giving their children money is taking care, is affection. That is the best way they can show affection to their children, you know.
Yeah.
May I go get the money, my kid tells me sina kiatu dadi ama sina nini.
Unaachiwa
pesa. You can't even take your time, aje situende tupime, and then along the way just talk to them nini, know even their favorite color, know what they like doing for.
Unaletewa tu vitu.
Unaletewa tu.
Okay, do you think parents have a responsibility kwa youth, watoto wao? As in, mzazi akitishe mtoto wake chini amwambie crime ni mbaya, ama you are waiting until the police wakuje waambie crime ni mbaya? Who should assist the police? Ama ni sisi tunafaa kuja kuwaambia? Ama ni wazazi wanafaa wawaambie?
No, I think the police, your work is to enforce law.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes.
Not to teach.
No.
Law.
Thank you.
Yes.
No. And the parents and maybe teachers at times, kuna wakati
role models,
you know, mtu ukimaliza shule, there's a famous saying, I don't know if it's in your area, but in Kisii, if you grew up in Kisii, unajuanga uitwa mutike ile serikali, yani
tunamwachia serikali, tunamwachia serikali
nani kwa dogo, you know. I think it's about time parents and the community at large waache that mentality ya tumekuachia serikali.
Do you think parents understand you people, this generation of yours?
No, I don't think they do.
What efforts have you put in to make them understand your generation? Because kusagi nguo hawaelewi. Sisi tunaweka nguo juu, isn't it? Generation yetu. Do you think we've made them to understand our generation, because there is conflict of generations or whatever?
Yeah,
you know, we are clashing because I don't understand why you are doing this. Unapata mtu anaweka mohawk. Sisi hatujui hiyo vitu mohawk ni nini. So have we made any efforts to make our parents understand us?
I think that
because my dreadlocks ukiona hivi hata polisi zingine hawajui siku hizi ni fashion.
Yes.
Nasema huyu mtu madrugs, huyu mtu madrugs, unaona. Lakini siku hizi ni fashion tu. Unaona mtu hata kwa uwanja anacheza puta huko na kuna dread, unaona.
And in fact some of us ni vile pia hatuna opportunity. Do you know some of us tukipewa hiyo opportunity ni vile ni job.
Ni kwamba unyoe, kwetu ni unyoe. Lakini ukipata wengine, kuna jamaa moja anaitwa Nyareso. Akiwa leave anasifuka mpaka huko. Lakini sasa angependa kuwa hivyo, lakini kazi na restrict yeye lazima anyoe. Sasa wewe kama unasema kwamba katika polisi wakae binadamu, wawe na utu.
Yes, yani show people you're also
human.
Yes.
So we can only now, for us to come back, so that you don't run away, so that you greet us, we need to continue with the conversations, and then have dialogues, discuss our issues, so that we break this barrier, and we come together, so that you run away. Because I've seen this. Last time I went there, I was asking for a direction to a place. You know, we stopped a police car and people ran away.
You see?
They ran away and they have masks.
Actually, yes.
They have masks.
You know, you have no problem. You haven't done anything wrong. But the moment we call it Mariam, imesimama hapo, you just have to run away.
You might ask you.
Yes.
Do you have an uncle, brother, cousin who's a police?
Yes.
How do you relate with them?
We rarely talk, but but once in a while when in family functions, because he's not stationed in Kisii.
You fear them the way you fear us when we are at home?
No.
So what makes you think that
He
they are so
say,
different from us?
you remember he say this, unless is his uncle.
That is when you can shake his hand.
Yes, because anajua background yake vile iko. You know, with you, you will ask many questions like, umetoka wapi, toa kitambulisho, wewe unakaaje? You know, unatafuta makosa. That's what I think.
So your uncle will never ask you that.
Police can just find you out of nowhere, kijana unatoka wapi? Wapi kitambulisho?
Let me tell you.
Mbona hujavaa kiatu?
Those things are past, my friend. Hizo vitu zimepitwa na wakati.
No,
I always,
you know,
that is
there
what
are
the
things that are
mentality.
coming here in today's world of masks. They are saying, I'm moderating you guys. You know, one, they are saying, uko na mask. I have one here. Niko na mask. Ndio, kwa bahati mbaya umepata tu niko na yako.
Umeteremsha chini.
Mbona usiniambie we maze, weka hiyo kitu wapi? Vuta mask. Hiyo tu. Kwani mpaka unitishie maisha? This what ameniambia hapa kwa message. Then nyingine ananiambia maze, wewe mimi niko na manzi wangu. Umeniumiliate mbele ya manzi wangu. Sasa
How do you expect me to behave?
Sasa kesho ati manzi wangu ameenda akiwa sad sana. Haiko message hapa nitasoma. Nimeotumiwa na mwenzenyu. Sasa mimi nashindwa ati tena huyu jamaa huyu vile amenihandle. Amenidharau mbele ya. Yaani kale ka kitu tu ya kusema mimi nikiwa na at least kuwa na utu.
Yes.
Bari mzuri. Vaa mask. Umetoka wapi sasa?
Why?
At least patie huyu mtu nafasi explain umetoka wapi?
Unaenda wapi?
Labda huyu mwenzake alikuwa mtu mgonjwa, wamekimbisha mtu hospitali na hata gari labda wako pale na mtu mgonjwa wanakimbisha hospitali. Tuwe na utu. That's what the message to us police.
To the police.
Sasa tubadilishe namna ya kuandika.
Na my message to you.
Yes.
You need to understand us. When you see me, unless mi usema this hata bila kuogopa, unless huyu askari pia kichwa yake si mzuri. That is when nitakupiga bila kuona ni nini. Because I'm not supposed to beat you.
Yes.
Nikikupata mko na manzi yako kwa barabara, habari zenu, mumepotea niwaelekeze. That is what I'm supposed to do.
And in fact, just to interject you, at many times kuna vitu sisi polisi upitia. Umeona mwenzako akiuawa labda na mob. Umesikia?
Yes.
Na mob. Na umeona mwenzako ukiwa naye kasini alikatwa na panga. Na watu tu ukienda kutaka ku arrest mtu unakatwa na panga. Haya, kuna baadhi ya vitu kwamba umekuwa pale mahali fulani wewe peke yako katika hiyo ambush. Wewe ndio ulisurvive.
Peke yako. Hizi
vitu bado iko kwa mawazo ya.
Inakuaffect.
Sasa anapoona panga kwa mkono yako, ile image inakuja nini? Ile mwenzake kukatwa. Anaona tayari huyu amedevelop ile attitude na mental yake is thinking ni kwamba this is an enemy image inakuja. Unasikia? Hiyo enemy image ndio watu wanasema kwamba askari hawa sijui ni bangi. It's because of sins of crime. Anaona mtu vile ameuawa, vile amekatakatwa na mahali wananchi wanatoroka hawataka kubeba. Sisi tunabeba. So wanaelewa kwamba wananchi watakana waelewe kitu moja. Huyu mtu amebeba miili ya watu nyingi. Huyu mtu amewahi kusurvive. Je, as he healed, amepona katika hali hiyo? Mawazo yako bado iko intact. Because inamzumbua because he survived. Kama kwa mfano iko ile ilikuwa Hell's Gate. Ilikuwa inaitwa Westgate. Kuna jamaa alipigwa 23 bullets and he survived. Hebu aone pistol. Aone pistol tu kidogo, waambiwe huyu jamaa ako na pistol. What comes to his mind? The next thing, ile image inakuja,
anaweza nimaliza.
But then again,
if he was not taken through the process of healing, he is still traumatized. Ama asikie risasi sauti tu
ni chini.
Sauti tu ya bunduki. The next thing is anaweza kupiga risasi anytime. So mtu kama ndio anasema kwamba wananchi wanapaswa kuhamasishwa maisha ya askari. Kwa sababu we go through some things and that's why we are starting these conversations to make you people understand us. That what we go through you don't know. Ile images mbaya yote bado iko vichwa vyetu. Now we are trying to heal. That's why we are opening up this with our colleagues to say kwamba
we need to talk.
Come out and let's have conversation to make our people understand
Wow.
what we go through.
Yes.
So
Yes.
as you, maybe you get out of, as we bring a lady now
Yeah. Yeah.
to share experience with us,
With the police.
with the police, because hata mademu wanapitia mingi.
Yeah.
Imenikumbusha what Afande was saying, imenikumbusha the way Kenyans address us, wanasema kwa nini nyinyi polisi wa Kenya hamwezi behave kama polisi wa Tanzania?
Tanzania
Because
ama
they hear kuwa polisi wa Tanzania wanaambianga mtu naomba nifanye nini?
Tafadhali
Tafadhali naomba
naomba
nikushike
nikushike.
mwenzangu. Kenya hapa, yes, sisi askari tunaweza amua tukue kama askari wa Tanzania. Wewe umeamua kuwa kama mwananchi wa Tanzania, because mwananchi wa Tanzania pia akiambiwa naomba nikushike, yeye uwaredi pia
ashikwe.
So are you ready?
ama akiambiwa kuja kwa kituo cha polisi anajileta. Huyu wa Kenya mwambie hivyo. Utamkuta hapo Mombasa. Thank you so much.
Just come, because
thank you so much.
Yes. Let's have the lady who was supposed to share experience.
Yes.
So that we see how tunaweza interact. Tuambie tu experience.
But then again, before I go, there's a point that the county commander put across, and I feel like for us, yes, we should understand and we should know that police do go through these things.
Right.
But I feel as the Kenya Police Service, you should also try and see how best to help the people within the service.
Exactly.
You know, because
Absolutely.
we as the citizens, we might know you are going through something, but how can we help you? Because we have no technical know-how, you know. Hatuwezi jua jana ulichukua mwili ya mtu iko hivi. But for someone who's in that station or maybe a certain place where the police are stationed, just know mtu fulani ako hivi na hivi has been behaving in a certain way. Can you call him, sit him down, muulize ni aje? If at all ni leave mumpatie so that aende apate time ya kuheal.
And
so that yes, the repercussions isipate.
In fact, that's why we've started.
Yeah.
When during my opening remarks, I talked of now we addressing the issue of mental wellness.
Yeah.
Wellness, okay, so that mental health and mental wellness is all about how do we now address the mental issues of these police officers, including that post-trauma thing and actually the issues of depression, stress, and triggers. Yeah, it is through these conversations, and actually we want to initiate this process where we observe our officers at all levels. That why is he withdrawing? Mbona huyu ndugu ameanza kukaa peke yake? Mbona ameanza kuingilia kunywa pombe na hakukuwa anakunywa kitambo? Mbona ako peke yake? Mbona siku hizi anaanza kupiga bibi? Mbona ameanza kuwa na maasiri na hakuwa nazo? And trying to be there for them and listen for each other at the same time. Otherwise, we appreciate that you are able to face the police today and tell them.
Sio kama kitambo.
But then again, I can commend really what Officer Sami here does, and also someone like Nyareso. You know, these are police officers, but then again, that is not the first thing you know about them.
Yes.
You know,
it
he's a police officer and at the same time he's a musician.
Doing some musician.
Nyareso is a police officer, at the same time he's a comedian doing things that we youth like or rather can relate to.
Yes.
That way, I think most people can connect with more policemen.
Yes.
Okay, after this conversation, I need to ask you a question. Nijue kama at least saizi mawazo yako ilikuwa mbaya kuhusu polisi, ndio? Now that tumeketi hapa, we are 3 officers and wewe ni raia sasa. Unaona ukipata hata girlfriend ya askari unaweza oa?
Hawezi sema kwa sababu tayari yako nayo.
No. Unaweza.
Yes, but
no,
we can't atuwezi sema polisi wote wako hivyo.
Very good. What perception do you have now, having sat with the county commander here? Unaona aje
about the police?
Sasa unakaa na county police commander, unafeel aje?
At the moment,
nisikie lugha sasa vile unafeel.
Very comfortable.
Yes.
I feel okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. This is courtesy of Telmo World Media and giving us this opportunity to interact with the youth and how we are tackling the issues of the relationship between police and the youth, and how do we fight crime together, making the youth understand the police and the police to understand our youth. So
niaje msupa shika hapa, acha kucheka ni nini?
Poa sana.
Uko poa?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Santana Anyango.
Santana Anyango.
Yes.
You come from the lake?
Yes, I come from the lake.
In Jakany?
Anyagame.
Oh, in Jakany.
Yes.
Oh.
Wameswitch. Let me start asking you, what comes in your mind when you see a police officer? When you see a police officer in uniform, umekutana naye kwa barabara, pap, ni nini ukujanga kwa akili yako?
I have one thing.
Yes.
After God, I fear police, by the way.
After God, you fear the police.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, it's a mentality that I've made for myself or from how I've seen you guys handling people. I don't want to be part of it. I
How?
don't want to ever be in a position where I have to be in a conversation with a police officer.
Yes.
Wow.
After God, you fear
Police.
the police.
Yes, I
Police.
fear police.
And what you don't want ever to go through, like how whenever you see, you've been seeing how the police handle.
Yes, I've seen how police handle people.
Yes.
I've actually had my uncle shot by a police.
Yes.
Due to alikimbia. So I don't want to know nani alikuwa on the wrong hapo, but alishoot uncle yangu. And then I have this perception because of how you people mostly handle men.
Yes.
Men, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. As much as mimi ni dem,
Yes.
I don't like how you people handle men. You treat men like, I don't know, garbage or mnawabebanga sijui tu aje. You don't ever want to listen
So
to men.
what is this message? You want them to address this?
Yes.
Here is the county police commander.
Just tell
Tell
him
me,
direct.
this is how we need to be handled humanly. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Let us handle people in a humane way.
Yes.
And you don't have to mistreat somebody, ushike, utupe, ufanye nini.
Yeah, and you need to really take time to listen
Yes.
to and someone explain
Yes.
at yake
Yes.
before you start acting.
Yes.
Yeah, so that we become friends. Actually, if I give an example of Nyareso, I've interacted with Nyareso because of Telmo. I did not know Nyareso was a police officer until
Wow.
we went to his place to shoot a music video.
Yes.
And then I knew him as a police officer.
Yes.
Then I've met him in town.
Yes.
But the same Nyareso you see outside,
Yes.
the same Nyareso you meet when he's at work.
Yes.
He's a friendly man. He accommodates people.
Yes.
But some of you, like you said, I don't know, you transfer your personal issues into kwa watu.
Yes.
Mnatoa issues za mabibi nyumbani ama mabwana. By the way, it's not only policemen,
Yes,
it's
yes.
police women
Yes.
who behave like that.
Yes.
Alafu mnataka kuacha kutoa hiyo hasira yenu yote kwa the other citizens. Which is not actually right. Yeah.
So what do you think we should do ndio tuwe na hiyo relationship mzuri na nyinyi?
Okay. Wow. What you need to do, you need to listen.
We need to
you.
listen,
Yes.
change the way how we handle people,
Yes.
at least be human. That's what she did say in her opening remarks. And the other thing is she has never been a victim. Na amekuwa akiomba sana asiwe victim. Because
Yes.
amesema tena we are hard on men.
And then there is this thing of, okay, it's not that I've never wanted to be engaged in a police officer. I've had issues before
Yes.
that can be solved by a policeman, or I should have reported,
Yes.
but I decided not to report it.
Why?
This is a case where we were from work, just this Telmo thing, and then I take a motorcycle going home.
Yes.
It actually happened kwa hii barabara ya hapa nyuma.
Yes.
And then I was sexually assaulted by a man. So I was on the motorbike. It is not my mistake that I look good, you know. Then I am on the motorbike and then this guy ako kwa gari.
Yes.
Akaanza kunifuata mbio. Nikaambia mtu wa motorbike, relax. Wacha aende, then sisi tufuate juu we can engage in an accident.
Yes.
When we stopped, he also stopped. So I get to the gate of my apartment where I stay and these people actually walitufuata. I will not even mention names. And then nikashuka kwa bike, nikarudi kwa bike, nikapanda tena, nikamwambia let's change direction, twende town. Mtu wa bike akasema yeye pia endelee na hiyo safari juu his life is also threatened with these other people. So when tukishuka kwa motorbike, this guy, he started saying, mbona utaki kunisalimia? Mbona nakusimamisha na utaki? I was quiet. I didn't engage him. So when akaanza kuona ati I'm not actually engaging him, he spanked me. Kuspank ni kuchapa matako. And then he pushed my head. So yeah, that is sexual assault for me. Then I called one or two people who I knew wanaweza ni assist, ni watu wanaweza nisaidia, si ati ni polisi. But they told me huyo usiende kwa polisi, hautasaidika juu mnamjua huko ndani. So mimi sitasaidika, I'll call it up as a case, but you won't necessarily follow up to it. So mimi ndo nitakuwa tu nimeenda lost bado. Yeah, so hamtanisikiza juu mimi ni somebody, maybe you don't know me, I'm just a stranger, but this other guy, maybe the two of you have a rapport with him. So yeah, you are not approachable people in police. Yeah.
So you mean crime inaweza tendeka mahali uone na utaripoti wewe?
Yes.
Because of your bad blood between police na mwananchi.
Now, you didn't report this because you were advised not.
Yes.
Because the fella is known.
Yes.
So you suffered that way silently,
Yes.
and left it at that.
There's actually a very niseme mtu anajulikana sana Kisii. I've heard of his escapades and all, but yeah, so singesaidika.
So after these conversations we're having, being closer to the county police commander, will you be afraid to report that again? And by the way, are you aware of the internal affairs unit?
No, I don't know.
You
I
don't
know.
The IPOA?
Have you ever heard
Now,
of it?
and there are these institutions. Whenever you go through such, you go to the police report, have an OB, just come home, and make a follow-up of your case. If somebody is not, if they are not acting on it, you write to internal affairs unit. You say, I booked my case on this date. Up to date, I haven't gotten any justice, isn't it? Then, or IPOA at the same time. These two units will actually compel, will write to us and requesting us to furnish them with information about the status of your case. You see, there is an institution that is actually that's an oversight.
Yeah.
That is actually headed by a civilian. Purely civilians are the ones who are there in IPOA. They are supervising, overseeing, doing the oversight work. So you are represented. If your issues are not addressed at the police station, you can write even to our Inspector General or Deputy Inspector Generals. Or you are free to do that because you are good at tweeting and what. You can write your complaint. Even to us, that there is this, my OB this, nobody has actually attended to me, and you can lodge your complaint and we address it. It is because of lack of conversation between us and you.
Yeah,
and
you have not necessarily educated us about this, because that is why I don't even know about it.
Right.
Wow.
So we need education about this, and I will make sure that these internal units are there. Will bring them so that to such institutions where they can be recorded, educate people on institutions that actually play a key role in addressing complaints from members of the public. And for us, it's actually this relationship, and to try to improve it so that you are able to open up and share with us.
Yeah.
Ni tujifungue, tukuje tuongee pamoja, and so that hiyo mambo ya watu kuja tu kupata msichana hapa ama mwanamke kwa gender based violence issues is what we will not accept as police, because ours, as your brother did put it, is to enforce law.
Yeah.
Nobody should be their rights should be violated. What else do you have in terms of issues of gender? Do you have something to share on gender issues?
Maybe you would want police
The police to be addressing, especially gender issues on your gender.
Okay, I've also experienced a point where we are in a modern world.
Right.
I don't think we all need to generally have issues without women addressing, as much as sisi tunafaa ku dress modestly. But I've witnessed a situation where a lady anakuwa too harassed na polisi anapita tu. I think you people work 24/7.
Yeah.
Sindio? Yeah, round the clock. You are a police wherever you go. So huyu msichana alikuwa too harassed hapo na this motorbike gang, and the police didn't do anything. And it's not that the lady was badly dressed.
Yes.
She's figuredly, but ameonyesha hiyo figa yake kwa nguo. Yeah, so anakuwa harassed, alafu hata polisi afanyi kitu, amepita tu.
So you're telling us to protect.
Yeah, protect women.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah, we are suffering.
You are suffering
silently.
and there's this narrative that is going on about boy child also suffering. Are we not suffering the same?
The boy child are always suffering. They will never stop suffering.
So suffering yenu imekuwa.
So I appreciate you, the police. You are being told, please protect women.
Protect our women.
not to be harassed. If there are issues of dress code and whatever, this you need to come and address the issues and help them come out of these men who harass our daughters. Now, you've mentioned about the issues of protection, harassment, and you never reported your case. Now that you have hope today that we've interacted and highlighted on some issues, will you be able to report?
Yes, I will. You know, in a conversation, when I tell you what I want, I need to see you do it first.
Yes.
And then now I know ile shida nilikuwa nayo sasa inaweza solviwa. Yeah. So that is how we will relate. Once I see that you have changed, now if I see another crime happening.
Did you forgive that person?
I don't know. Niliwachana tu nayo. I blamed me instead.
You blamed yourself.
Yes.
And that's what I want to tell you, that if the matter was, to us, the police, if the matter was not, an incident was not reported at the police station, to us, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we are encouraging women outside there to be reporting their cases. We have gender desk at the police station, and anytime you feel like to all women, whenever you feel that there is this issue of gender-based violence, sexual offences, please report. Go there and ask for a female police officer. We have a gender desk where your issues are addressed.
Wow.
In any police station. Just ask where gender desk is, and you'll be assisted on matters to do with gender.
Now back to Telmo, because I need to ask you a question as we wind up.
Yes.
Back to Telmo. Before Telmo, what were you doing?
Okay, I have finished school. I've completed my university, but I have not yet graduated because of a few issues here and there.
What are those few issues?
Oh.
School fees?
No, not school fees.
All right.
School fees, yeah. Something related to getting your marks right. And
Yes,
now
all right. They have not updated.
Yes, my
Yes.
marks have not yet been updated, but that is not really a problem. So I finished school and then Corona happened. I went back home to stay with my mother. And in the process of all this, I would say I was depressed. I am a victim of serious depression because you don't really understand how hard it is that umemaliza shule na uko kwa nyumba ya wazazi.
Wow.
It gets you to a point where you feel like you're a burden. So in all this, I would say I just got an excuse to come back to Kisii because I've been in Kisii for up to 5 years. Before Corona, and then I felt comfortable in Kisii and I saw how life was in Kisii for me. Then I knew back here I had opportunities, so yeah, I got an excuse to come from home and come back to Kisii. So when I came back to Kisii, I actually engaged in a few things here and there, businesses. I sold uji.
Wow.
Yeah, I sold uji, I sold mtumba, I sold soapstone. I did a lot of things before I finally found out about Telmo. So in the process of all this, I was actually just trying to survive. You know, yeah, most of us want, after school we think that
job iko tu.
Hakuna job by the way. Hakuna job.
Baba ufanye job, wewe utafute job.
So Telmo World Media is all about mambo ya journalism, nini. So ile course ulitake kwa university ni kitu correlated na hii?
It is nowhere related, not closely related to this, because I did education. I am a teacher of English literature.
Wow.
Yeah. Then Telmo World Media exist, and then they advertised for a position of a receptionist. I didn't have any qualification, but I still applied. They said wanataka mtu 23 and above. I was 23 and above. I applied.
That's how you ended up here.
Yes, and that is how I ended up in Telmo, and Telmo has given me an opportunity to just be, I can say I've made myself to be the woman I am.
Wow. And then the question to youths there who have just finished their education, university education, what message do you have for them? Because most of them that's why you see they find them to be victims of crime.
Okay, don't be in a rush.
Yes.
To come out of your parents' house if your parents can still accommodate you.
Wow.
That is that is my part that I can say, because I've slept hungry. I didn't even know where my next cent was going to come from. But my mother hakukuwa amenifukuza kutoka kwetu, but I couldn't go back home.
So don't rush.
Okay.
Yeah, usiharakishe, we relax too.
You know when you say you slept angry, men tend to see you wanasema yani na hii urembo yote ukalala njaa. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yani mrembo anatuambia alilala njaa na hii urembo yote. Any message you have to those girls outside there who think that sura inaweza fanya usilale njaa? You are a university material.
Yes.
Kupata boyfriend ni easy. You can get a boyfriend. You can get a sponsor if you want, sindio? So what message do you have to them? To those girls who think that life ni evil?
It is good to have money, but there is pride in having your own money. Pesa yenye umejitengenezea wewe, si ati mwanaume amekuita akakupea pesa.
Repeat that. Rudia.
There is pride.
Rudia hapo.
There is pride in having your own money.
Your own money.
Yeah, money
your own money.
Yeah, something that you've seen. I wake up 8 to 5 or 8 to 7. I am at Telmo, and then at the end of the month, I am paid and I have my money. Oh,
nobody.
That is pride.
You're not somebody's slave.
Yes.
Yes, you're not somebody's
slave.
slave.
Nobody to answer.
Nobody
you
to,
are
yes.
able to pay your own bills because you have worked for
Pay
that
your own
money.
bills.
Yeah.
Ladies, pay your own bills. Make your own money.
Unajua utatuangwa.
Empower yourselves. Make your own money. That's the pride of having. I'm telling you, I have 2 daughters, and this message will reach them. Yes, and to make their money.
Wajitafutie.
I've been telling them, for you to have respect. I talk one-on-one with my daughters. For you to be respected, have your own money.
Yes.
For you to be respected, at least if you are with your boyfriend, clear your bill.
Yes.
Just tell him, no, let me clear my bill. With that, you'll grow out respecting each other.
Yeah, and actually pesa yenye umejitengenezea tends to last longer than pesa yenye mtu amekupea. Actually, if a man gives me money, I'll just eat it. You just buy things, you see things you buy, but
Ile
money
yako.
that I've worked for it so painfully.
You become economical.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know women are listening to this. And what about those involved themselves in crime? Because that's an area we are interested in.
When it comes to crime, you see the other problem we have with citizens is you want to engage in crime, alafu polisi pia kikupanish, wewe unaona ni kama polisi ndo mbaya. Let's find something to do.
Yes.
Make yourself busy. I believe that people who are busy don't have time to engage in crime.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So that is all I can say. You just find something to do. Just get a hobby.
Yes.
Yeah, something better you can do other than engaging in things that you know are wrong.
Any message to those people who graduated recently who are waiting for the government to employ them?
Wow.
Because there are youths who are outside there waiting, wanangoja waambiwe kuna jobs, kazi ziko mahali fulani, kujeni. Because you are a Telmo media, na wewe ni mwalimu.
Yes.
Kuna mtu ako pale engineer anangoja aitwe atengeneze barabara, si ndio? Yeah. Kuna mtu alifanya journalism anangoja apewe kamera akimbie kwa TV. Any message?
Don't wait, because hakuna job, by the way. You create the job.
Wow.
The job
Perfect.
That is the message.
And what is your message to the police?
See, I already said it. Be friendly.
You be friendly.
Yeah.
I just wanted you
learn
to
talk to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And what
Instead of
about
acting.
women police themselves?
Oh, women police. I would say women police, most of them, a higher percentage of the nice ones
Yes.
are women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allah.
So,
Very
I
interesting.
mean, set in our tetea, but from what I've seen,
Yes.
yeah.
They're
women
human.
police are
Kwa sababu ni
human.
wamama.
I think, yeah, they are motherly.
Yeah, they're motherly.
Yes.
I
Wow.
was engaging in other young youths, then nikamalizia swali ambalo nitamaliza kwako. If you get a police officer na anataka kuwa rafiki yako, unaweza accept mtu kama huyo?
Rafiki yangu in terms of?
As in,
wewe.
wewe.
Wacha huyu akupe.
Oh, yeah, when you are going around the bush, they say,
niowe tu kuoa.
Yeah,
Sema
ule-
tu.
Anataka ukue bibi ya polisi.
be a police. Depends on a lot.
What?
See, like you remove, police is a career, ni job.
Career.
yako tu.
Thank you.
Toa upolisi kwake,
Eh.
angalie kama mtu binafsi.
But haven't you heard of police who most easy killings zenye zinafanyika kwa
Do you think
wanapata
why?
police?
Do you know why?
No, I don't know. I don't actually know. a research that we really need to do.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's why we are inviting you for conversations, so that we have one day, I will have for you police officers, so that we share experiences, what they go through, and how can we address that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that some of our youth outside there commit suicide, and they are not police officers. Some of them even kill, and they are not police officers. You remember the university?
Yes.
The university students were akipata wewe na mwingine tayari anaua huyo dem.
Yeah.
Naona the same thing, that the caliber of officers we have, sometimes they go through, and I don't know kama generation yenyu si yetu yenyu hii, it is the understanding of love, the definition they don't know. When do you say I love you? When do you nyinyi mnakutana tu barabarani, I love you, you know that. And then it is about, for us kama wale watu generation yetu, we were looking at the needs. Yeah, how do I meet my needs? Yes, and then nikutana na wewe, how do we meet our needs? You bring them together and harmonize them, so that we walk one journey, knowing our problems together, so that huyu mtu apendi hii, anataka hii, na huyu anataka hii. How do we bring this together and we solve as our project? Unaona? So because ideas yetu tujaileta pamoja, and then tufanye kama project yetu moja. Kama saizi mimi ulianzana na huyu ndugu huyu, alikupromise kila kitu. Kwa checklist yako umekaa naye mwaka moja, hiyo vitu unaanza kuona hakuna. Alafu unaanza kuuliza, si ulisema hii kitu tafanywa politely. Sasa inaanza kumkera, anaona kwamba is a liability. Unaona akili yake vile inasema is a liability. Naona kweli huyu jamaa is not ready to answer questions. Because you bog him with questions, mbona ule vitu? Akikuja tu hivi, unakaa unangoja, nasema sasa there is something that we've not finalized or discussed. I want you to when are we going to have this? Because he promised. Then jamaa anakuambia wewe si mambo ya maswali, hebu niletee chai, hebu niletee ni. Unaona? So these are the conversations that one time we need to discuss about where this love triangle thing will have, how can we address them, ili tuone kwamba ni wakati gani inakuja. Because men feel that when you invested a lot, your life, your lifetime, your time, your to this woman and your money, naona kwamba hata akienda sasa nitaanzia wapi. Na mwanamke pia naona you wasted his time, time because of one thing. Wewe umekaa na mimi hapo, you've not provided me with the things you promised, you are liar, you are not honest. Baadaye unachukua mzigo unaenda. Wow. Thank you so much. That is the conversation we had about gender, how they see the police, the relationship between us and youth is what we are still discussing. And wow. and the courtesy of Telmo, World Media, and we appreciate and say thank you for those ones who will be willing to have would want their weddings, birthdays, and the music, videos, coverage, and any event. Please, to appreciate what they are doing in terms of disseminating this message, we want to tell you, please, just come and support these youth here, at least to stop crime. Thank you.
Just in case you have a question you would want to ask us, you would want to address it direct to the county commander, Telmo Media, andika message yako hapo chini, get all the messages. If kuna kitu unaona inafanyika, kama ni Nyariba Richache, ukiona kitu inafanyika Kisii, don't fear kumwambia. That is how it works. Ama nimejisemea. Because through wewe, mwananchi pale nje, kuna kitu uta address ukisema, I'm addressing to county commander Kisii, Telmo Media itafikishia yeye ujumbe, na iseme kuna youths wako mahali, wanataka ukuje uwaongeleshe. Sidhani kama utakosa mafuta afande ya kuweka gari mafuta.
I'll be willing to come and
then we go.
Have one-on-one conversation and we will address the issues.
With all key youths in the county, mkubwa amesema is ready to come. Kama mko na football match, like soon we are visiting this guy mahali anafundisha watoto pale. Is a police officer. Engage youths kwa mambo ya waache crime, wacheze ball at least. That is what we need to encourage kwa county yetu Kisii, so that we don't get, crime rate ya mayouths ndio iko juu zaidi. So if we engage youths, tuweke kwa mipira. If we engage youths, tuwalete Telmo. Wakuje. Youth akikuja hapa
wafungue Telmo zingine.
Wafungue Telmo zingine.
Waite majina, wa brand.
Afagie. Because Telmo, nimeona kuna mwalimu na yeye ni receptionist hapo. Na kuna mtu pale nje engineer anangoja, mimi ni engineer bwana.
Electrical engineers wako hapa.
Nangoja job. So people should come.
Hata wale wako na matenda electrical engineering.
Give them job.
Give Telmo. wako na hizo zote, they have brains here. Please, thank you so much. Na for a break and then sisi tuende zetu tutafute lunch. Naona hapa ndio turudi job. Asanteni sana Telmo, and we really appreciate.
We salute all of you. Thank you very much.
Celebrate you.
Tafadhali, crime si poa.
Crime si poa.
Na ukiona askari wacha kutoroka.
Yes.
We are going to change them too. Sababu sasa
sisi ndio mabadiliko tutaanza ndani.
We are not waiting askari wabadilike wote. Tunaanza na sisi.
Moja, one at a time.
Sawa.
Asanteni sana. Thank you. We are through.